Yo, what's good, Kaspa family? We're back at it. We're going to look at how much of your Kaspa should you allocate to investing in KRC20 inscription. So these inscriptions are the meme coins on Kaspa, and in similar way, you could look at it with also KRC721, which is the NFTs. So right now, let's just look at the chart real quick. I mean, Nacho's absolutely breaking out. It's going to come down to several, either like, I don't know when I'm going to post this, but it's going to be like, big news are coming for Nacho, and it's going to be a matter of hours, not even days, is what I'm going to say. So Nacho's breaking out with all these teasers happening out, like releasing on the X. Like, I mean, you just take a look. Like, this is just honestly just epic. So unlocks, and there's been a series of these over the past several days. Check this out. So this like big vault door open. Nacho opening that eye, that gives me goosebumps. So epic. Now, Kango's awesome too. I got these awesome animations. But Nacho's this is so cool, Call of Duty. But Nacho's leading this whole run right now. And I'm not surprised at all, because this is the OG, this is the mascot, and this is huge. This could be absolutely huge for the whole ecosystem, for KRC20 and for Kaspa, to bring a lot more eyes and attention in the whole ecosystem. So here's Kango's chart. Again, finding excellent support in its deep macro moving average, and it's ready for a massive breakout. I mean, Nacho's already starting that breakout. It's leading the charge. Love to see it. So keep your eyes peeled. So now we're down to the question. How the allocation, Kaspa to KRC20. So what does this mean? Here I made this Excel sheet, and we're going to start off with like a simple example. Baseline, 100,000 Kaspa. I mean, it's a lot of money, but you can break it down to even 10,000 Kaspa, okay? So but I'm just sticking with 100,000 for the sake of, well, yeah. Let me know if you guys want this Excel thing. Happy to help you guys out. So here we go with 100% of allocation is in Kaspa, none in KRC20. All right, we go. Final value, this is peak bull run value. It doesn't change. Kaspa, one Kaspa is one Kaspa. So now we're going to change things up. We're going to go to 90% Kaspa, 10% KRC20. Now, this is what I think should be the bare minimum allocation that you should have in KRC20, not financial advice. Okay? This is basically, so KRC20, where Nacho is right now, and where how the meme narrative is, you can't discount. Like, you can't just overlook the meme narrative in crypto. It's like one of the largest narratives, one of the largest, what do you call it, like sectors in crypto. I mean, look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin's the largest, and the first meme coin ever launched, and 25 billion market cap. I mean, that's huge, and look at how much it fell. Like, so we're on the verge of a huge breakout in terms of Bitcoin dominance crashing, the rest of the Kaspa and the altcoins rising, because Kaspa is not an altcoin, it is the coin. So here we go. Like, the meme narrative, it's very much surreal, and these memes can reach 5, 7, 10% of the market cap of the native coin, peak bull run value. Okay, so we're talking about a 10x leverage on Kaspa itself. Put your Kaspa to work in the top assets on Kaspa, top meme coins. All right, so there's both like degens who just don't even know anything. They just like memes, like derp, and they buy meme coins at the top, and then they get wrecked. But then there's like the people that really know what meme coins are for, like, they're like the giga chads, and that's like the people that went all in on Nacho from day one. That's including me. Max leverage, because it's not because I'm a full degen. I mean, I am, but I'm like being really smart with the money. I study the protocol. I know that there's not a way for anything to rug. There's not a way for Nacho to rug. The community was being built for months and months and months, since May and all that, May 2024. So pick the winners, okay? Pick the winning horses. They're up here at the top for a reason. So good stuff. You could even look at dominance of the market. Nacho having 40% of the entire KRC20 market cap. Look over here. Top 20 have 35. It's so undervalued. It's ridiculous. So, all right. So we're going back to this right here. 10% in KRC20. So these are a max leverage. So you look at Nacho's percent in terms of market cap of Kaspa. Nacho represents right now about 0.7% of the market cap of Kaspa. Do the math. It's pretty simple. The supply is similar just a power of 10 difference of Kaspa. So it's around 0.7%. Nacho can go times 10 this during a bull market. Okay, it could even go more than times 10, but I'm just rounding down a little bit. It can reach 7% of Kaspa's market cap. That's it's a very high target. It's very it's something that a lot of these OGs are trying to aim for. 7% is like a really high number. 10% is like really peak. And these are numbers that Shiba Inu, that some of these top meme coins like Bonk, Whiff, all these top meme coins of blockchains, this is the range that they hit. Okay, 5% is like a very average amount. Sometimes it goes up 7%, 10%. There's even some like outliers that go above 10%. 10% of the native coin market cap. So I'm just telling you, Nacho is a 10x leverage at this current value, meaning that this 10% allocation, look what it does. Look at what it does to your final Kaspa amount. It nearly doubles it. Peak bull run value. You sell the Nacho at when it reaches 7% of the Kaspa market cap, and then boom, you've just nearly doubled your bag from a small 10% allocation right now in KRC20. Okay, that's what I'm talking about here. We go 5%. It's a 1.5. You've just added. It's a 50% increase. This should be fixed a little, but 1.5 times. Okay. Again, I mean, this percentage stuff gets confusing depending how you want to look at it. But basically, it's a 1.5 times increase of your initial bag. So you had 100K, now you have 145K Kaspa. All right, so I would suggest or propose this as bare minimum. Okay, let's look at something like this. Let's look at 66% in Kaspa, 33% in KRC20. We're looking at 4 times multiplier, peak bull run on your total Kaspa. So now you're investing with 100,000, or let's say that you're investing with 10,000 Kaspa. Now you have final value around 40,000 Kaspa. Okay, this is a waste. Like you're trying to get that 10,000 Kaspa mark. Let's see what you need. You need to invest. Like, I mean, you got to play around with it. Just know your goals and know how you can get to those goals. The math is behind these memes. Like there's actual math and values and percentages around everything. So the number 2 Kango, the number 2 meme coin on the largest on the blockchains and all that, they typically hit around half the value of the top asset, the top meme coin. So Kango, its fair value range is around half of Nacho's market cap, and we've seen that. We've already seen this happen. So it's around bottomed around 40. Let's say 40, and then Kango. Let's see where it bottoms. Bottomed around 20. It's about half. Okay, and that's basically what's happened too. Like Nacho peaked at around this 200, and Kango peaked at around 100. Okay, again, you see it in the numbers. Now, I mean, it's assuming that Kango stays number 2, but it's a pretty safe assumption. Who knows what happens? There was a time even Kango flipped Nacho for a brief period. So I'm in these two. Okay, I'm essentially betting long term that Nacho and Kango will remain the top cat and lizard, or whatever you want to call it, the top dogs. Well, they're not talking about dogs here, but they're going to be the top 2 meme coins in the Kaspa ecosystem. I think that it's very, very, very likely that remains the case. These are the 2 with the big treasuries and all that. The 2 biggest communities. I don't see that changing. I mean, Kaspa is also pretty good, and it's like, it doesn't matter. The top 3, top 4, top 5. These are all the top assets, and they're all going to be having massive multipliers in the initial investment at these current prices. So we look at a 66% allocation in Kaspa right now. It's a 4 times your initial value. Okay, let's look at a good old 50-50. Okay, good old 50-50 is a 5.5 times on your initial value. Like, I mean, that's pretty solid. And I'll even go to say 33% in Kaspa, 66% in KRC20 is still very fair, and in my opinion, still pretty conservative in a sense that, think about it like this. You could see at peak bull market 7 times on your initial Kaspa value, okay? And think about it like this. Like, currently Kaspa is around its current price 8 cents, 7 cents, or whatever it wants to be at. I think it's at 8 cents. Yeah, so it's around 8 cents right now. It's around 3 times. It needs to go 3 times the price to reach all-time high, reach a new all-time high. Okay, about 3 times the price. 3 times the price, and you already gained your entire initial investment back. 3 times the price, you already gained your 100K in value back. Okay, so if you have like you're investing with $1,000, so this is 3,000. Did I say 1,000? No. So $1,000. Now this is like 300. The Kaspa goes 3 times the price. Boom, you're back at $1,000. So that's like comforting in a sense. So because at the end of the day, nothing is guaranteed. Like, there's always some sort of risk factor. For example, I mean, so I knew Nacho launching and all that. There was no chance. It literally built into the contract that can't rug. But things came up. Kaspa's protocol, went down. It was the load, like there was errors with the KasWare. So those are just like things you can't account for. That like the 0.01% chance that something absolutely terrible happens. Worst case scenario, what are you left with? You're left with 33% of your Kaspa, and you're still gonna be solid. But I don't. It's such a rare, like it's like a meteor striking your house right now. It's such a rare event that I'm okay with where I'm holding right now which is almost 100% investing my Kaspa in KRC20 and KRC721 and KNS domains, nearly 100%. Because I've used the dip too. Like, I wasn't 100% fully at like certain points, fluctuate a little bit. Like, at a point I had 25% of my my portfolio in Kaspa in preparation for the NFTs. So I loaded up on a lot of NFTs on a lot of KNS domains using that 25% allocation. So yeah, it's definitely paid off. All my investments within Kaspa and in Kaspa itself have paid off very well. Okay, and there's still so much to go. So that's why I'm so excited in the future of Kaspa and being the best technology in the entire market. It's like once in a lifetime opportunity to be this early. Bitcoin at $80, not many people can say they've been that early. And to say they actually held for the whole 12 years since that time frame. So here we are with this. So this is still very, in a way conservative in my opinion, because with how bullish I am on KRC20. And there's like, I'm going to go into a whole bunch of topics and my whole, everything regarding KRC20, stablecoins, and these EVMs, these layer 2s. I'm going to go into in depth, like all my thoughts and explanations with all these types of things. Okay. So, so I can help you understand what all this stuff is and where it's headed in the future. And in doing so, it's like I'm explaining why and how bullish I am in all of this. So let's look at 25% portfolio allocation in Kaspa. So this is looking at 7.8 times. Now this is what I would personally propose. Okay, almost like a max. I gave you the minimum. This was the minimum, having at least 10% exposure in KRC20. Now this is something like the max, 90% exposure in KRC20. And I would go to say, like, it's not just KRC20. You could extend it. Be like KRC20, KRC721, KNS domains. But KNS, Kaspa name service. Well, it ruins the whole thing, but you know what I'm saying. You get it, okay? That's 10% in Kaspa. This 10% is like what you can use to buy dips if things crash. Like Nacho right now is quite literally breaking out. I mean, it's even the cells are getting eaten up like crazy. This is a breakout. It's a very clear and clear-cut textbook breakout. Let's get a reload on here. Kango. Restore connection. We got a little bit of a come down, a little sell off, but yeah, I mean, it's just what it is. It's starting a really nice breakout. Even if it comes back down here, it's like boom, you could buy back with your 10% Kaspa. It comes back down here, buy with your 10% Kaspa. Like, just to be able to buy on a crash, it gives yourself some cushion. You should always leave some sort of 10% of your portfolio left to buy dips. It's very smart. And even Pygaz, very renowned, at least within Kaspa KRC20 community, very renowned investor, and he's like an angel investor. He invests a lot of different places, advisor for a lot of VCs. You know, he heard it too. 10%, keep 10% aside. I mean, that's 10% aside in like stable coins. Now, I'm so bullish in Kaspa, especially at these prices. I wouldn't dare, you know, putting so much portfolio in stables. I mean, yeah, I do have amount in stables for that's like stuff for you know, day to day or whatever my life. But for investment, no, I'm all in right now for sure, 100% all in, because these prices, like, yeah, sure, Kaspa could come down, retest this 5-cent mark, or it can absolutely explode from here. Especially seeing, oh, what is this? What is this? We have a candle, a green candle on the weekly MACD. Let's go, bullish. We're starting the uptrend. The mega pump is coming. That's so cool to see. I really do think in a month is gonna align when this chart becomes mega bullish, and when the 10 BPS hard fork finally goes to mainnet, and we see big tier 1 listings. So that's going to come for Kaspa, and I also think these big tier 1 listings are going to come for Nacho and the rest of KRC, the top KRC, like Kango, in due time. But first, it's Nacho, and the rest follows. Nacho leads the pack. That's how it's been, and that's how it's headed right now. So gotta love it. You know, Nacho just so fairly distributed. You look at some of these top wallets, and it like you just know something's going on. Like in terms of there's tier 1s likely loading up on Nacho as well. Not yeah, I don't want to like give things away and stuff, but you look at the Explorer, you look at the on-chain data, and you see there's massive accumulation, not only from like potential tier 1s, but also from the Nacho community funds. They're loading up, and they've been loading up, and they're very transparent with their purchases and with the use of community funds. They put all that data like on a channel, in a Discord channel, so you could see it firsthand. They're not only building, but they're extremely transparent. Their Nacho team is just incredible. But yeah, the distribution is really extremely fair for Nacho. We look at Kango, and it's also like it's not nearly as fair, but it's still a pretty healthy distribution comparing to like popular meme coins like, you know, Brett, Whiff, Bonk. Look at all those, and it shows very similar distribution. And here, just keep in mind, this is not like a giant holder or anything crazy like a tier 1. This is the xt.com wallet for like, it's basically keeping a lot of tokens hostage. But there is good news that this literally might just be like a new burn wallet. The xt.com is slowly opening up. It's been continuing withdrawals. So basically there was a list, vote to list, and you deposit tokens, your KRC20 tokens, to gain more voting power, to list your token. So this happened in like November 15th or something like that. It ended, or something, I don't know, the end of November. And it seemed like the XT guys, like, it seemed like they lost their seed phrase. They moved these tokens, it seemed like they lost their seed phrase. So now they've been apparently attempting to buy back these tokens of the users that all this money represents, and keeping withdrawals on like a bit of a limit. But now they've been opening up that limit once again, like increasing the max amount you could withdraw every day. So now it's at like a pretty healthy maximum withdrawal amount. Let's see how long that keeps up. But I mean, it's good to see. So there's still hope that, like, you know, people recover all their assets from xt.com during this listing event. And it very well might be that this becomes a new burn address. We're going to have to see with that. That's what it looks like it's turning out to be. So very bullish, very cool. And what else out there? So yeah, you got all these top tokens. They're all up here for a reason. But the lower you go, you know, the more risk you have, because they're going to have smaller communities, maybe a little bit less active teams, less development, less utility, less professional artwork or whatever, less, their marketing may not be as good. It's just, everything becomes less and less as lower you go. And then, like, the pumps may be large, but the dumps much larger. So it's like, that's why you want to stick to the top. Yeah, like, I mean, this one is just, you gotta also look at the holders. The holder, what these top wallets are all about. Like, look at this percent supply and all this stuff. I mean, I love that they're trying to make a game and all, but I mean, that's just massive sell pressure. It's like there's hardly anyone holding much of the supply besides just, like, you know, probably like the team. And then you see stuff like this, their team wall even. Yeah, just sketchy stuff. So, I mean, you know, it's stuff to look out for. That's why I'm sticking with Nacho and Kango. But I have all respect for KasWare, Gold, KDAO, you know, Croak, Cracks. But I have massive respect for all these. So it's just like, you know, you go with Nacho's definitely the safest. Split sum in Nacho and Kango. You can't go wrong with that. Something else to keep in mind, like, if you want to consider your KRC20 portfolio, I mean, you could even cut it, like, literally the current dominance. Put 40% of your KRC portfolio in Nacho, 15% in Kango, and, well, you know, look at Pepe Cash or whatever that is. I would honestly skip on that. 8% in Kaspa, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's another way you can divvy up and diversify your tokens. Man, this thing is just weird. Just weird. It's screaming scam. I had to mint just a few. I minted like a few bucks of it, but it's very weird because there is like this Beijing blockchain. It's basically like an investment company that is listing on like the NASDAQ with, like, and they basically have a ton of Kaspa miners, and they want to, like, list on NASDAQ and, you know, be a real like mining company or something for Kaspa. So it's really bullish for Kaspa. But then you see like this weird token, and it says they're like, it's automated by Beijing Labs, and it's just weird. Okay, so just keep in mind that, and all these followers, those are botted. That's bot followers, fake followers, kind of sketchy. So yeah, just be careful with this type of stuff. That's about it. So I just wanted to cover that. Huge things coming for Nacho. Like, you know, I hope I was very clear with big things are coming for Nacho. Not financial advice. And that's great to see. Like, big things coming for Nacho, which means big things coming for the whole ecosystem, whole KRC20 ecosystem. I'm going to cover a lot of topics in the coming videos. There's so many topics I want to discuss, and there's so many videos I have. Trying to keep it one video a day and go from there. So yeah, that's it for now. Let me know if this type of spreadsheet would help you guys out. You know, I have a Patreon, but you know, no one, of course, I'm just so brand new. I don't want to you guys have to pay for this, but let me know. I could, like, give you a link, send me a DM on X, or whatever is your preference, and yeah, I'll hit you guys up. So yeah, for now, peace out.